Welcome into another edition of Sports Junkies. Time to talk a little Brewers baseball. Steve Sparky Fifer with you, along with this guy, Greg Giesen from the Racine Journal-Times. And Brewers coming off of winning 2 out of 3 against the Yankees. Previous to that, they lose 2 out of 3 to the D-backs. The roster's in disarray. They're waiting for Braun to come off of the DL. Gomez is going to eventually have his appeals hearing, the results of it being heard. He may be suspended for a couple of games. The Pirates series, Ramirez here's a pop in his hamstring. He more than likely is headed for the DL. And Rickie Weeks over the weekend comes out and says, yeah, I'm a second baseman. I don't want to go to left field. After Ron Renneke, the Brewers manager, said that they went to Weeks in spring training as him to play possibly first base. That was unbelievably shocking. And now recently came to him and asked him to play left field because Chris Davis has been not so good in the last couple of weeks. And Weeks then tells the reporters again, no, I'm a second baseman, and that's how that is. Now, Weeks responded by having a couple of big games on Saturday and Sunday, a couple of big hits. He's hitting over 300 now, is Rickie Weeks. What do you do with Rickie Weeks if you're Doug Melvin and Ron Renneke?
First off, you enjoy the ride. Right now, it is whenever Rickie is pushed, and I said it the last time we talked, when Scooter came up last year, before there were injuries and such, Rickie all of a sudden, after Scooter was up, oh, I'm hitting now.
But remember, it was a platoon, and the platoon was, Rickie, we're going to play you against guys that you've played well against.
Right, and I understand that. But it seems like when he's pushed, oh, I'll respond. Right. And now all of a sudden, I don't know how long this will last. You just sit back, you enjoy the ride, and realize that at some point it's going to go back to the statistical mean. And he will go right to that, and all of a sudden people are going to be clamoring for Scooter again.
I said it on the postgame show on WSSP yesterday. I have an email sent out, just a standard email from Doug Melvin. Hey, have you been seeing our guy Rickie? He's hitting this. I'd throw it all filled with numbers and stats. Here. What do you want to give me? I'm open for business, baby. Let's move Rickie now and take advantage of it. Now, again, with Scooter Gennett, he's hitting, 282, but Rickie has 30 points more in on-base percentage, I think it is, than Scooter Gennett at this point. Now, is it time to go back to Rickie being the leadoff guy and playing second base?
No.
Will that time ever come?
No. On uncertain terms, no. Can't happen. And right now, I like that letter. That's a good letter. Yeah. You send that out. Yeah. You say, you know what? He's at a peak. Yes. You have value. You get what you can.
He's angry at us. He wants to prove he can play second. He wants to stick it to us so he can stick it to us on your team.
Now, the other side of that coin is his contract. It has an option, but it has an option for next year. If he doesn't get 400 plate appearances, there is no option.
Right.
It's just, okay, goodbye, see you later, go off to free agency.
Well, he's not getting 400 with the Brewers.
No, and I don't think he's really going to get 400 anywhere right about this point. Yep. Because he hasn't really had a huge number of at-bats so far, and throwing a few days off here and there, you're probably going to be struggling to get up to 400, 500 at-bats. Yeah. So if you take him on, that option, chances are, if you manage him properly, isn't going to be there. So that has some value to the team that is picking them up, that if they have a second base and they hole and they have we want to make a run for something, there you go.
Now, I realize Ron Renneke's a good-hearted man. Really nice guy. Just salt of the earth, real sweet guy. But we saw this done with Alfonso Soriano in Washington a few years back. Soriano said, I don't want to play left field. They said, you're going to play left field. In fact, I'm going to put you in the lineup. They put Alfonso Soriano in the lineup. Put him in the lineup. Alfonso Soriano sat in the door and said, I'm not going to play. I'm not going out there. And didn't run out to left field and sat there and refused to play. They put him on the disqualified list then, and he was not game pay for every day after that he was on the disqualified list until he agreed to play left field. He came back 24 hours later, imagine that, when he took some money from him, and said, okay, I'll play left field, fine, if you insist. So he went out to left field. Now, he has not left the outfield since that time, okay, and has been in the outfield for the rest of his career. But if you're Ron Renneke, do you do that?
No, because right now that you have that letter. That letter is the most important thing here.
The Sparky letter.
Yes, because if you have him hitting well, being a good soldier, and saying, I just want, if the worst thing he does is say, I want to play second base, that's not that bad.
Right.
Okay, I'm committed to what I've been doing, and I'm going to be great. Wonderful. put him at second base. Because the last thing you need is any controversy with someone that you're trying to move.
Yeah.
And if you want to move him, you don't want to put him on the disqualified list.
Yeah.
You don't want to have him sitting out going, I don't want to do this.
Right.
No. You want to move him.
Yeah.
And if you are going to do that, you got to play him. You got to hope the statistics stay where they are, where he keeps contributing, and boom, you got it.
It's a great point. One last thing before we wrap this up. Matt Garza gives up 3 runs on Sunday in the first inning, gets through 5 innings without giving up anything, or the next 4 innings without giving up anything more. His ERA is 4.98. Are you concerned yet?
No. It's still early. I mean, yes, hitting's going to start catching up with pitching, but when I look at it, it's 1 inning. Okay? You got to get through those bumpy innings, and if he's having a 3, a 2, a 1 over 6 innings, I'm a little more concerned.
Okay.
But if you have a 3, and I don't know exactly how that 3 went. Did he? I mean,
could have been 5.
But what I'm saying is, did he battle to get out of that? Was he able to minimize the damage?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Those are the things that I'm
true.
looking at. If he's able to do those things, and if he's, the old cliche, I'm 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning, and then I goof it up. Okay, if he's close to getting out, and he's still able to manage and minimize damage, I'm okay with it. I'm saying, all right, work through whatever you got to work through. You're still doing what you're supposed to do because you got 4 other innings where you're throwing shutout ball.
He is Greg Giesen of the Racine Journal-Times. See Sparky Fifer talking a little Brewers baseball with you. That was another edition of Sports Junkies right here at RacineSportsZone.com.